A big development tonight in the ongoing controversy surrounding management at the Indianapolis Public Library. As we've reported, workers complained of a toxic work environment and have been calling for the CEO to step down. And that is exactly what is going to happen. WRTV's Cornelius Hocker has been following this story every step of the way. He's checking in with a library worker about today's announcement.
The news Friday of Indy Library CEO Jackie Needis planning to step away from her position at the end of the month is something library employee Stephen Lane says was long overdue.
I think this was the right decision on the part of our CEO. I know it wasn't an easy one. I know it was hard. And to do it in such a public way is very hard. I understand that, but I definitely feel like she made the right decision.
For months, Stephen and other employees, past and present, called on Jackie to resign over allegations she allowed a toxic work environment to flourish. This situation came to a head in the spring. That's when former employee Bree Flannelly had a tense back and forth with Indy Library Board President Jose Salinas during a public meeting.
I'm going to speak now.
No, you are not. Can we mute her, please?
Bree called out the racism, sexism, and bigotry she and other library workers say they've seen and or experienced. Stephen says work needs to be done to keep employees who are like Bree around.
I'm still centering Bree Flannelly in all of this. And, we have to make our libraries safe spaces for people like Bree to come back and work or to come in as patrons.
The search for the library's next CEO is underway. Stephen hopes the board consults with the library union to find her replacement.
We know how we can find a leader who really cares for library workers as well as they do the public and the legacy that it brings.
Speaking of the board, there's still one more person Stephen and other workers would like to see step away from his position.
We still have, one more resignation to go. We need the board president, Jose Salinas, to step aside as an act of goodwill and good faith that, he is also committed to bringing about these positive changes for our public library.
Stephen's been with the library for 8 years. He's hoping the library leaders decide to, in his opinion, do the right thing to avoid any more attention and put the focus back on the families they serve.
This is hopefully, one of the last interviews I have to do about, addressing our library leadership, and so that I can go back to focusing on the work and the community that we so much love and serve.
Cornelius Hocker, WRTV.
WRTV has reached out to Jackie Needis and Jose Salinas for an interview or comment on the situation. We have not heard back. We also checked in today with the Central Indiana Community Foundation. The organization announced earlier this month that it will withhold funding for certain library programs until they feel like workers' concerns have been addressed and there is a clear path forward. We will stay on top of this story and bring you new updated information as we get them.